Now, when you take the census, you will not find a question that asks if you are a United States citizen. But now the White House is looking to change that. Fox 5 political reporter Ronica Cleary live near the White House with more on this tonight. All right, break this down because you would think that seems like a question you'd find in the census in the first place. So what's going on?
It is, Jim, and in fact, it was a census question decades ago, but it was removed. Well, now the White House, they want it back. Now, the request formally came from the Department of Justice and was submitted to the Census Bureau in anticipation of the 2020 census. Now, their explanation is that they need an accurate calculation of the voting-aged population because, of course, you must be a citizen to be able to vote. Now, the pushback has been swift. One of the reasons has to do with cost. There is the belief that people might be afraid to answer the census questionnaire if they have to identify whether or not they are a citizen, seemingly those who are not currently citizens. And then there would be cost associated with follow-up, re-administering the questionnaire, possibly needing to knock on those doors of people who did not respond. Now, I spoke with Congressman Jerry Connolly. He is opposed to the idea of adding the question. And I spoke with Mike Gonzalez of the Heritage Foundation. Now, he sees some issues with the current census questionnaire, but certainly not one with asking about citizenship. Take a listen.
Those who are advocating for it says, what do you mean? It's just a simple question, a fact. Well, yeah, except it's in the climate of a president who wants to deport millions of people who are here, who wants to prevent refugees from coming to the country, who wants to cut in half the legal immigration numbers that come into the United States, who wants to build a border wall with Mexico, who has disparaged Mexicans and Muslims and other immigrant groups. So in that context, it's not an irrational thing if you are an immigrant to be afraid of that question.
This question has been asked before. It's not a problem. It's a question that is important to ask for the drawing of districts in some states. The race and ethnicity questions are the ones that present huge problems to us in terms of governing, in terms of being a constitutional republic, not the citizenship question. We're a country of citizens.
So what do you think about adding the question to the 2020 census? We took to the streets to bring you the pulse of the people.
I think collecting that information in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with that if legal protections are afforded to the individual and they answer, because otherwise people would be dissuaded from answering one way or the other truthfully.
I think it's a slippery slope. I'm not sure I feel comfortable with that on the census. I think there's other means and ways to find that out, but I'm not sure whether it should be so publicly available like that.
What do you feel about adding that question?
I don't think they should. People that have been here have the right to be here. I mean, if they're here illegally, if they didn't get caught by now, what's the point?
If I'm here illegally, I'm going to say, hey, Trump loves me. I'm going to fill this out. Yeah, I'm here illegally. Oh, and here's my address. No, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
That's like robbing a bank and telling them, hey, I know I took your money, but you should come and see me at Motel 6 at 6 o'clock. It doesn't make sense.
Well, we reached out to the Department of Justice for comment on the proposed question. They declined comment. Reporting live at the White House, Ronica Cleary, Fox 5 Local News.